From the fields of Carolina to the shores of Monterey, you can hear the church bells ringing every Sunday when we pray. It's the heartbeat of a nation that was built on bended knees, where the cross and flag stood side by side for all the world to see. 'Cause we're the land of the free because of faith.
Oh, CO. Well, it's kind of strange how, things change. When we were younger and in our days and stuff, a lot of you who was born in the 50s and 60s and 70s, or even those of you who may have been born before then, all know that, America in the different states and towns and cities, etc., had our moments, little troubles. You know what I'm saying. Compared to what we got now, you don't even recognize this country anymore. Now, I like Donald Trump. He's kept a lot of his promises. Do I agree with everything he says? No. Do I agree with everything he does? No. But I'll tell you this. He's done more for this country than any of those other bozos in days past, or years past. But here's the thing, whether you like him or love him, you got to agree one thing: he's kept his promises. And a lot of the ones who don't like him and don't care for him, or anyone who supports him, they'll talk bad about him, but they can't answer a question about what those other bozos that they're defending and all this, what have they done? The answers they come up with is ridiculous. But anyway, our country is fixing to be destroyed like you never have seen it before. If, and I mean done the right way, not going in helter-skelter and go half-cocked like the lefty loonies do, but doing it the right way is making your voices heard by standing up against communism, radical Islam, and all this other crap that's going on, these Antifa monkeys, and on, I mean, if you don't stand up now, people, then keep your mouth shut when everything goes down and it crumbles. Because you didn't stand up. You didn't let your voice be heard. And I know there's going to be a lot of you when it goes down. You're going to bellyache and point your fingers either at Trump or somebody, J.D. Vance, or this one or that one. And you won't point your finger at yourself while you're doing it. Yeah. So here's the thing. You're pointing your fingers here and there and too busy being distracted, not seeing what's going on. Now, all right, a good example of what I'm trying to get at. All right, look over here at the UK and over in Europe and all around. All right. What do you see? You got radical Islam taking over London, Britain, and everywhere else. They come over in droves. They want to leave the other country because they want this and this and that. They want freedom and stuff. But what are they trying to do? They're pushing this Sharia law. See, Islam is the same as domination, but it means submission, which is the same thing to dominate. So you can think of it as those two words in one, Islam. Alright, and now don't get me wrong. Now, there are some people that claim to be Muslim And in my view, and I'm saying that it's in my view, my opinion only, I don't know about you, but in my opinion, these ones who are claiming to be Muslim aren't true Muslims, because true Muslims want violence and evil. Now, there are the peaceful Muslims, which are peaceful, and but if it meant to deny their peaceful thing, that they're doing, and live or die, well, what do you think they're going to choose, huh? I'm just saying. I'm just putting it out there. But here's the thing. Yeah, you see what has happened over there and what's going on, the troubles that they got. Now you got, look, all right, and you got this all this Antifa crap and stuff. But while you're focusing over there, guess what? Radical Muslims and Islam and communists and socialists and all this are taking over. A good example of it, let's take a look at the bozo over there in New York that's running for mayor. And it's amazing how many people are sitting there voting. Of course, I think a lot of the votes are bogus. But then they got commercials pushing his agenda. And the guy, that Zimdani, Zim Monkey, or whatever you want to call him, whatever his name is, he don't deserve respect. He don't respect you. Or anyway, he's sitting there associating with a guy that was associated with the bombing of the World Trade Center. And if you listen to his talk will destroy this country. Now listen, if you're anyone who is for how would we say? All right, now if you're for free food, and so of course everybody would like free food, but see, nothing is truly free. But the way they're pushing it, where free education, college and stuff, where the rich will pay for it, and this and that, and oh yeah, he can talk a talk, but nobody listens to what he's really saying. The words that's not being said. All right, and nobody else is saying it, speaking up about it, so that comes on you. Comes on you and I if we do not say something. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't live in New York, and of course, me, I never liked cities. Never had a thing for them. I prefer the outdoors, the country, the mountains and the hills and the trees. That's what I prefer. Simple living. I ain't even finished this place up yet, but I'm old. I got aches and pains and hurts, and you wouldn't even believe. But anyway, I'm not here to talk about my aches and pains and my woes. What I'm talking about is what all of our woes that's coming upon us, and you're not looking at it. So, here. Wake up. Smell the coffee. If you're not woke up, get you a strong cup of joe and start hitting that. And waking up. Go jump in the shower. Put that cold freezing water on you. That'll wake you up. But wake up. Okay? That mayor fella, or he's not mayor yet, but he's fixing to be if you don't stand up, people. If you're any one of you please hit like and share because of the algorithm. Share it and all this and hit like so that more people can see this, all right? Please. All right, so, but I don't have a big channel. I don't have a big name. I'm just a simple everyday Joe like a lot of you. But I'm asking you, please. It's not likely, but if it's possible, let Trump hear this. That we need to do something and get rid of these communists and radical Muslims that's starting to take over, starting to come into our government. They shouldn't even be allowed in. They're not citizens, a lot of them. And some of them, due to the right kind of manipulations and stuff, they can get in and be your neighbor next door who can have the appearance of a simple, friendly person, but they're really, while they're shaking your hand, with their free hand, they got a knife or a gun or, I'm not supposed to say that word. I'm supposed to say, pew pew. Really? Like nobody knows what a pew pew is? Who come up with that word, pew pew? Alright? They come up with, but they got a weapon behind their backs, ready to do you in. So, and you got Dearborn, Michigan. Someone needs to start talking to Trump about what's going on in Dearborn. People, that place might as well be a Muslim city. And see, and that's not supposed to be allowed over here, but, I think it was Jackson. Correct me if I'm wrong. You can do that in the comments. But wasn't it Jackson that put up a big fight against that? Think about it. Look it up in your history. Look deep, because some don't put it in there, but in some schools they don't, because they got, what is that? Woke. They ain't woke. They're asleep. That's what they are. Walking in their sleep. Crazy as a loon. What is it the old timers used to say? Crazier than a Bessie bug. Wait a minute. I'm one of those old timers. One of them. But anyway, but the thing is, you need to wake up, smell the coffee. Remember World War I and World War II. What was that all about? And remember those who fought for your freedoms. They didn't fight for that. They did not fight for that. And a lot of you veterans, if any of you are veterans, you didn't fight for that. You didn't fight for this crap going on. It's time to let our voices be heard, but doing it in the right way, not acting out like those idiots all around. We're better than that. You're better than that. All of you. And if some of you who happen to hate America, then leave. If you want to leave, you ain't got the money, well, I'm sure a lot of us would be, that love our country, would be willing to put out a little money to get you out a one-way ticket to the communist crazy country of your choice. Send you out bye-bye and then have you stripped of your citizenship. And that you should be. Because if you hate this country, you're not an American. You're not a citizen. You might have a little few papers and stuff. You might say, I got this that proves I am. No, you're not. That don't prove nothing. Your actions prove who you are. My actions, your actions prove who we are, whether we're good or bad. Our actions tell on us. It's the fruits we bear. So wake up. Smell the coffee. Now, if you want to fly right, do right, get along with your fellow man and fellow woman, and get along peacefully, and and you come over, especially those who come over here, you want to be a part of America, then when you swear allegiance here, that means just that. Not go along with your way of thinking and kowtow to your stuff, and that you want to force on us. Do I hate Muslims? Oh, heck no. I only hate the evil of the radical Islam and those Muslims who follow that thinking. That's what I do not like. That's what I do not want to have anything to do with. And if you're that, well, obviously I'm not your friend, because you hate my guts and you hate everyone's guts except your fellow Muslims. But, and I'm not here to talk about, get into philosophical discussions about your religion. I'm here talking about the problem that's going on, and we need to wake up. Time to wake up, smell the coffee. Now, what are you going to do about it? I might be just whistling Dixie here, but I'm only hoping that you would at least share this. And I'm asking, that you would, whoever you may be, that you would not only share this, but also that you yourself, will speak up and share more videos, maybe your own or others or what, but against this crap. Wake people up. If it's your neighbor, go to your next door, wake them up. Don't go knock on her door in the middle of the night. No. That'll get you hurt. If it ain't an emergency, that'll get you hurt, In some neighborhoods, even if it was an emergency, people would still hurt you. That's how crazy this country has gotten now. And you see what they want to do to Trump. Now that's wrong. I got news for you who are troublemakers. 2 wrongs don't make a right. You people who want to steal, go out and, they're going to cut our food stamps off, so we're going to go out into stores and steal the food and steal your food. Well, first of all, you're not a human being. You're a disgrace to the human race. You act like that. There's no excuse. Get a job, work for it. Make you a garden. If you ain't got it, or plant it in a container. Or maybe, if you're kind and good enough to people, if you ask them, they would share. So there ain't no excuse to, my children are going to starve. Well, let me tell you, if they starve, it's your fault. And I'll say that right off. You hide behind food stamps and stuff and all this, and, and there's some that can't help it, and they are on there because of circumstances that was beyond their control. But the thing is, a smart person don't go off the hinge or go off on some tangent, go rob and steal from others. But see, because people like that in the end will have nothing. They'll have nothing, and they will die with nothing. They will die with no integrity, no honor. They will die in disgrace with nothing. That's wrong. That's just wrong. You don't go around and steal from people. That's how bad society has gotten. And doing these protests don't prove nothing except that they're idiots. And it's not really a protest. I mean, let's face it, they're riots. It's anarchy. The Antifa clowns, the Antifa bozos, the monkeys, Imano, they're chickens, and half of them can't even fight where they're licked. I know a lot of older people that older than me can whoop them. Seriously. There's a lot of you veterans that's older than me, that can whoop them in a fight. But see, they're thugs, they can't fight one-on-one, and then even when they got a few to outnumber you, even they can't really fight. But you put enough monkeys on top of a person, then sure, you can't get out from under that. But you're catching my drift. What's going on in this country is crazy. People have no honor, no dignity, or not. But the thing is, remember this. And I'm not talking about defending your family or anything right here, what I'm fixing to say. Okay, but remember this. Violence begets violence. You know, so it's not a win-win if you go do violence against the violent. You're just agging on and it just keeps escalating. And that's a fact. I mean, but there's a time and a place for different things. But right now, here is a time to stand up for your country, for your rights, for your family, and for others who love this country and who love freedom and love people, and who is against crime and this radical Islam, and against communism and socialism, because that will bring this country down. Because it's always every country that you've seen, especially in our history, where they tried this socialism and communist crap. Look what happened to them. Now there's some of these which don't make sense. Is like China. It's a communist country, but supposedly it's not true communism, but it's communism. But they also embrace capitalism, and they'll talk against America and any other country that has capitalism and is against communism. But you can see what has happened to the people under socialism and capitalism. You've seen in history what has happened. A lot of people starved while the fat cats got richer and had the cornered the market on the meat and veggies and all the good stuff, while you got the mush. Yeah. So, and then people died of starvation. Some of them had to go resort to eating grass. Yeah, and that's fixing to happen again if you don't get on the ball. But I'm also reminded of this one thing. What the Bible says is going to happen, it's going to happen no matter what. But it don't mean you just sit down and let's give up, because it's going to be what you still got to stand up. You know, the old saying, if you're going to go down fighting, so to speak. So, but don't act like the monkeys out there. And that's what they are, a bunch of monkeys. Bunch of idiots. So, I've talked way too long. All I'm asking is, share this and put a stop to that type stuff that's going on in New York, like with that mayor. Oh, well, he ain't a mayor, but he's running for mayor. He's not yet mayor. But you in New York, if you're watching this, put a stop to that guy. Chase him out. Get him out of there. Let your voices be heard. Because you sit back and you do nothing. And I'm telling you what, there's something screwy going on. Because I know there ain't that many New Yorkers voting for that bozo. So something's going on. And I hope Trump will look into it. So, please, and if you got a voice and you're watching this, here on YouTube, you got a big channel, whatever, and by chance, if someone has pointed this to you, you get Trump's ear, get him to listen. You need to investigate that stuff that's going on there in New York. And I mean, investigate, get rid of these, that phony election, because I'm telling you, that's exactly what it is. And to chase that bozo that's running for mayor back overseas, from where he over there, to whatever country he came from. You know, and but anyone who's like that should be chased back over there, because they don't care about this country. They want to destroy it. And if you don't speak up, you might as well be right there in with them. So, I'm letting my voice be heard. What about you? You gonna sit there and twiddle your thumbs and whistle Dixie? Alright, I'll catch you later. And I wish you well. And may the Lord watch over you and bless you and keep you. Watch over your family. And richly, not only bless you, but richly bless you. And bless you in all your endeavors. May the Lord bless you and keep you. Okay? Alright, until another day, let me say, Wado, thank you, and Aho.